everybody, and welcome back to another edition of True Talk on the Couch. I'm your host, Ralph Cunningham, and always sitting right beside me is my co-host, Ezra Cunningham, a.k.a. the Black Butterfly, a.k.a. the Blind Poet. How you doing, man?
Can't complain, man. Like I said, just feeling a little bit better after having surgery on my arm. I'm be able to move a little bit. I'm on a little bit of painkillers, so other than that, I'm not gonna complain. I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's another
a bit better.
very warm day outside, I can tell you that.
Yeah, definitely. What's good, YouTube world? What's good with you?
What is good, YouTube? We are going to jump right into Trump versus the NFL. And if you have been living under a rock and don't know what we're talking about, Trump has went on a rant at the in Alabama where there was the senator, I think his name is Johnson Strange the Third. It was his re-election campaign, and he had Trump to come up there and back him up. But Trump being Trump went from where he was supposed to be talking about the re-election for this senator and just jumped way off of I guess the cue cards or the script as he usually does. And he was talking to, which I would like to note and quote out, is a predominantly white crowd, or predominantly, they say predominantly, but I doubt it if anybody was, too many black people were there. And he was upset at the fact that the football players were taking the knee. And he said that some of the owners of the football teams need to, walk right out there and just start firing them. Hey, get that SOB out of here. He's fired. Which, in all, is freedom of speech. It was a peaceful protest, but yet and still he seems to have a problem with a peaceful protest. But fact check on that is when Kaepernick, the guy who actually started the kneeling, Donald Trump was asked how does he feel about him, and Trump said that he was bringing a bad rep to the NFL, which was a bad thing. But the good side of that was that it was a peaceful protest, and that it was a good thing because it was his freedom of speech to do such. So where did we go from this being a good thing because it's freedom of speech and it's a freedom to protest against how do you feel about something, to these guys being son of a bee? So I don't get that.
I don't get it either. It's just the fact that I truthfully do believe that Donald Trump has racism in him.
Yep.
He may not be a full racist, and I don't just think that his racism only just stands towards blacks. I think it's towards anybody. Mm-hmm. And I think he's not only racist, he's prejudiced. He's prejudiced against people that don't have money.
Yeah.
He feels that everybody is inferior to him if you don't match his wallet, or you know what I'm saying, and that's the truth. And him being in Alabama, him being around all those conservatives, no doubt when you heard him say that, if you heard the rally that went on there, for the senator and everything, everybody applauded. And clapped. They were so happy about what he said.
Because he was playing to his crowd. Yeah. His crowd of people, which were white. Yeah. He was playing to them.
Very much so. So, it doesn't make sense. It really makes him look kind of racist, and pretty much like, you don't really think about the things that you say, or you don't think that they're going to come back and haunt you. Mm-hmm. And even if he does, it doesn't seem like he cares, because he just keeps going on and moving on, which is really like kind of bothering me.
Well, the thing he's wanting to do now, and which his what's her name, Sarah Sanders That was the White House's correspondent. Is that what
press
that
secretary.
press secretary? Okay, yeah. When asked, basically, you know, Trump is supposed to be the leader of the free world and supposed to be the man that is supposed to be uniting and bringing people together. You know, how is it that he is bringing people together by calling predominantly, which were blacks that are kneeling, SOBs? And what she preferred to do was to just deviate from the whole subject. She, well, the president has the right to defend the national anthem and the flag, and as a people of this country, we want a president that does that. Okay, but what about freedom of speech? And that question was asked to Sarah Sanders multiple times, and she referred back to the president has the right to defend the flag and the national anthem. She also went as far as to say that the guys that are kneeling, the football players that are kneeling, they're not kneeling in protest over what the police officers are doing. They're kneeling for something different now. She never went off into what the difference is or what the difference was, but she made the statement. So what do you think? What was her? What do you think? What was going through her mind? I don't get it.
I think what was going through her mind is that she didn't want to do it in the first place.
No, you could tell she was uncomfortable when she was standing up there, man.
Me being blind, I can't see it, but you know what? You can just tell.
Yeah.
You can just tell that, this is the first time that somebody has had to clean up what Donald Trump has said. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump is a person that opens up mouth and inserts foot. He does that all the time. And then he has his little people to go out there and just clean it up. And what she did is exactly what you said. She dodged every single question. So it's okay to be called SOBs. It's okay for them to get fired, even though what they were doing was peaceful. It was a protest.
Yeah.
The First Amendment right of free speech.
To protest.
But they actually needed to be fired, yet and still we think about what happened just a couple of weeks ago with the Klan rally. Mm-hmm. That was freedom of speech, was it not?
Yeah.
They had guns there. Mm-hmm. They were spewing hate.
Yeah.
But were any of those SOBs? Do you remember?
Not
him
from the
saying
alt-right, no, not from the alt-right or the alt-left. He wanted to go. Well, they were bad people.
Oh,
they were bad people.
They were bad.
Yeah, the people that were defending or that were in protest of the alt-right. Mm-hmm. They were bad people and they meant business. He made it out to where it is as the Klan, because they had a permit, they have the right to spew hatred. And to me, just because you have a permit, that doesn't give you the right to spew hatred, because what that does is incite riots, which, can you not get in trouble for inciting a riot?
Yes, you can.
That?
And you have to think about it. They're just taking these. Not once did they ever say, F the police,
anything
we
hateful.
Want the police dead, or anything else like that. They got on one knee because they were truly disappointed with those cops that are crooked. Mm-hmm. Not every cop, because not every cop is bad.
Yeah.
And that's something that gets under my skin when people say that black people just hate all police. I've said that in a joking way. But I know in my heart that not all police are bad. Mm-hmm. And the athletes know that. But they took a knee because they were disappointed in those people that are law enforcement, that are supposed to serve and protect, that are supposed to protect us, end up taking that power that they have and using it for bad, and the government backing them up. They also were on a knee because they were sad and they sympathized with those that had family members or friends, husbands, wives, whoever it may be, that were killed by the police that are crooked. So it just didn't have nothing to do with the flag and how people have went to Afghanistan or people have fought in World War I and II and how they died for America. And that's what they wanted to just twist it and turn it around to.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's what Sarah Sanders tried to do.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with that, and she knew it.
Yeah. No, that's why every time the question was asked to her about Trump, supposed to be the leader of the free world, how is it that the leader of the free world is supposed to unite the people and calling his people, SOBs?
Yeah. It makes no sense at all.
How are you supposed to be the leader of the free world? These are your people. So why are they SOBs? And what she did is to, just to deviate from it and be like, hey, well, the president has the right to defend the national anthem and the American flag. Nowhere near have they said that they're protesting against the flag or the national anthem. It's against the symbolicism, the symbolicness of what, if that's a word. I think I said it right first time. But it's what that flag is supposed to represent is the unity for everybody. I mean, you're supposed to have peace, unity, equality. All that's supposed to be wrapped up in that flag. So why is it that the only time that we're peace and unity and we're united is when sports athletes are out there winning the game, then afterwards you're back to being that same old, bum, I guess. I mean, because to me, his whole rhetoric was basically like, hey, you guys are getting paid. So in other words, hey, you're getting money, so shut up. Why are you protesting against, racism? Why are you taking a knee against racism? You guys are getting money. Suck it up, shut up, and play football. I mean, I don't think you can get any clearer than that.
I mean, that's pretty much what he said. I'm kind of wondering, since what Donald Trump calling people SOBs, of course, that's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
So, and he has the right to defend the flag as well as the national anthem. Does that also make him an SOB?
I would imagine that a lot of people think that he's worse than that. But those words we ain't using on True Talk on the Couch.
Yeah.
But I'm quite for sure a lot of people would call him something totally worse than just that. But you know what? Another fact check about that is the fact that this year's rule book is that, I don't know if it just came out this year. We'll have to look that up, though, for last year's rule book. But this year's 2017's rule book states that all players must be present and stand while the national anthem and flag and all that is being played. So that is in the rule book.
Yeah.
So should the players, even though they're protesting, be fined? Or should they be fired?
You know what? I think, honestly, you have to play by the rules, but I don't know, sometimes, I guess in their case, they feel like rules need to be broken. Mm-hmm. So, if this is in the rules, then they no doubt can expect a fine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mention anything about being fired. And to be honest with you,
not even fined.
If you really think about it, you want to fine and fire all these people, then who's going to play football? Trump's going to play football.
And his
because
family, he was talking about they're getting hit. They want to get hit. Yeah, Trump, He wants to be out there. He wants to play football. You know, this kind of reminds me of what was that? What was it in the '60s or it was the '60s, maybe early '70s when they were taking the black fist in the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
You know, and how people were upset about that. You know, and again, it was because of the injustice that is being displayed out here. Is stuff that's going on, man, and anybody can see that. Anybody can see that if you're a little kid and you're playing with a toy gun, there's no reason why you should be shot up full of holes and then you get off.
Yeah.
People being shot in their back, and not only do they get off, but the forensic scientist person says that they shot themselves. Huh? The stuff that they are trying to put out there for you to believe, and they just want you to believe it. Like, hey, this is what really happened. No, we're smarter than that. You know, you want to play us like we're ignorant, but we're way smarter than that.
Yeah.
You just can't get away with stuff like that. And that's what this stands for. You know, that's what the knee, that's what taking the knee stands for. That's what joining the arms stand for. Now, the thing that gets me too is a lot of these owners, I see that as a money situation. I hate the fact that it took a lot. It took Kaepernick to leave, and people saw the injusticeness behind that. But then it took Trump to call out these guys for even more to be like, okay, well, we're going to do this as well. And you've got some of the owners now that want to lock arms, and the coaches that want to lock arms, and you know, I just feel, you know, everybody's like, you know, that's cool that they're doing that, but I mean, it just wasn't it just wasn't a couple of weeks ago that the coaches weren't doing that. They weren't locking arms. The coaches,
they were quiet about stuff like
this.
You know,
and
seeing Kaepernick going through
and
this.
Everybody knows this.
So,
but why are you turning a blind eye? Why are you turning a blind eye? No pun. But why are you turning a blind eye to this?
You know what I'm thinking? I think is it just something to join the bandwagon.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, is this something that you're just trying to do to get publicity for your team? You know, that's something that has been sticking in my head too, because like you said, you know, when he did this, you know, there was protest out of the NFL headquarters. There have been protests about that.
Oh yeah.
And
they didn't want him doing that.
They didn't want him doing that.
That's why he's not playing.
And you know, when they fired him, there was more protests, and there were a lot of coaches that didn't say anything. CEOs, presidents, nothing about it. As far as that goes, they weren't even thinking about holding hands or holding arms, locking arms, or anything.
No.
Now that this has truly caught on, this pretty much has taken over people. This subject has taken over the
NBA
hurricanes.
is involved. Everybody's involved in this.
Think about the hurricanes that just went on in Puerto Rico. You hear a little bit of that, but what you've been hearing, NFL versus Trump. So I truthfully do believe that they see money in this because they see ratings, because people want to see what these players are going to do. Are they going to even come out of their locker rooms during the national anthem?
And you can best believe that the Dallas game tonight, people are going to have their eyes glued to the television.
Of course.
They probably won't watch the whole game. You have some like, you know, us, we'll watch the whole game, but majority of the people, they're going to watch and see that opening. And you best believe that it's going to be a lot of talk about it. It's going to be so much build up.
Yeah.
Until the flag and national anthem is sang, and then afterwards. And then you're going to have discussion about it even afterwards.
After the game.
After the game, while the game is going on, about people kneeling and locking arms. To me, it's not something that it's something that you need to just jump on the bandwagon because you think it's hot right now.
Right.
Because these issues are still going to be there when this settles down.
Yeah.
When all of this settles down, when CNN, which has promoted this a lot today, I've watched a lot of it on CNN today, and they've been doing an awesome job about promoting it. I've watched Fox, and I haven't seen much on it about the football versus Trump, but you know, you have a Republican channel, and then you have a Democrat channel. So.
Yeah, that's true. Me personally, as far as it goes, the coaches and the CEOs and owners and stuff like that, locking arms and stuff like that, and really paying attention. I hope that you're doing this because you also really want to make a change. Not for the money. I mean, really. Do it
There's
because
money involved in that.
this is just something that is disappointing you. Okay? Because that's why the athletes are doing that. And just like I know that you were just saying, like LeBron James is dealing with this. He's talking about it as well.
Yeah.
And so you have to think about it. What's the first NBA game is October 17th, I think?
Yeah.
Is it?
But thinking even about that. Remember, what's his name? Curry was supposed to have went to the White House.
Yes.
And he didn't. He said he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
He said he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And so, what did Trump do? Well, he uninvited him.
Yeah.
Uninvited him because he didn't want to show up, or because he couldn't show up.
Yeah.
Well, you see, that same thing happened to Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't show up at the White House, and Trump did not uninvite him. And I mean, you think about even his tweet. He sent a tweet out towards NASCAR, talk about how the fans won't put up for people not standing for the national anthem. And then, NASCAR put a tweet back out saying that though they do respect the national anthem and the flag, everybody has the right to protest peacefully.
And even Dale Earnhardt Jr. disapproved of what he said. He disapproved of what the president said, calling them SOBs and that they should be fired.
Yeah.
He's in NASCAR.
Yeah.
He's white.
Yeah.
So
And NASCAR is predominantly, if
a
not
white
all,
sport.
a white sport.
it is.
So
It's truly a white sport.
You know
That's
why he
just
did
the truth.
that. You know why he texted out or tweeted out to NASCAR. Come on now.
And NASCAR did not go for that.
Yeah, they didn't go for it, which
weren't
is
going
awesome.
to.
I applaud you guys for that.
Definitely.
Because he thought he had one. And no.
They're smarter than that. People are smarter than that. And they know Donald Trump is also a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to use and try to manipulate people because that's what he does as a businessman.
Yeah.
That's how he is trying to run the country as a business.
So in all, like you said in the beginning, man, I seriously believe that Trump, he care less about you unless you got stacks.
Yeah.
You got stacks or racks on racks of money.
Yeah.
He really can care less about what you're going through and your racism. He doesn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. The stuff that the everyday average Joe, even before Trump was, in office, when he was out of office, before he even was out of office, before he became Donald Trump and had to borrow his money from his father, he didn't have to worry about the everyday things that black people and Mexicans and any poor minority had to worry. Even white folks that had to go through stuff. He didn't have to worry about that.
Matter of fact, didn't he dodge the draft himself?
Dodge the draft.
So,
and laughed at, made fun of what's the guy's name? The Arizona governor or senator McCain. Called him a loser
because he was a POW.
Yeah, because he was a POW. But this is the guy that you guys voted for and made him your commander in chief, and he's supposed to unify all of us, right? He's the big unifier.
How are you doing that? How are you unifying?
Where do they do that at?
How are you unifying us? Come on, just really.
And a draft dodger. Wow.
If that's the case, if you feel that way, then why did you? Why did you dodge it?
Why did you dodge the draft? You wanna talk about the respect for the people, the men and women who fight in this great country for that flag. Well, you had your opportunity to be one of those. Why didn't you take it up?
There was nothing that stopped you.
No.
Nothing political, nothing religious.
No.
Nothing like that.
Huh.
You had nothing that stopped you. But the fact that, no doubt, you were probably scared because you didn't want to go.
Yeah.
So you asked Daddy to pay them off. And that's what happened.
Some way you got out of that. There's some way you got out of that. And I'm quite for sure it has something to do with money.
Because everything with him is money.
Always.
It is. It is. And that's just true talk.
Yeah, that is. We want to let everybody know that this is something that needs to be kept up. We need to continue talking about this. This is a subject that's not going to go away in one day. It's not going to go away tomorrow. It's not going to go away next week. It's not going to go away next month. Things have to change, and they can only change with talk. You know what I'm saying? They could change other ways, but I know people ain't trying to hear that way. So they can change with talk. I just feel like, keep it open. Don't be afraid to talk to your kids about this subject. I've talked to my kids about it. I have a 13, an 11, and I want to talk to my 7-year-old because he's getting to that age where he notices things as well. And it's scary. This world is scary that I am afraid to have my boys walk down the street, and it's not because of gang violence. It's not because I think that they're going to get into some trouble because they're doing something wrong. It's because they're black young men, and that is that.
Yeah.
That is the only reason. Because he's a black young man, I have a 4-year-old, and God help us if what he is going to go through when he gets. Not a 4-year-old. I'm sorry. I have a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old. He acts like he's older than me. But no, I have a 2-year-old. I'm sorry, guys, and I really feel bad for what he's going to have to go through if things don't take a change for the better.
Yeah.
What do you think about this mess?
It is truly bad, man. It is. It's something that, like you mentioned, we definitely need to sit down and talk and listen. This is something that needs to go on with every single race.
Yep.
Because if you're in America, I don't care who you are, you're going to be affected by this. And it's not just going to be in America. It's going to spread all over. So this is something that needs to be talked about. Not just once and not just twice. And like I said, this is something that I know for sure is going to be talked about through this whole season. And it will definitely be discussed during the NBA season as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because no doubt they're going to do the same thing. So
I wouldn't be surprised if it spread to football, from football to baseball, even basketball. I would like to see it happen in hockey, and in maybe even golf.
Hey, wow!
But
really,
but we'll see. We'll see as things go on. True Talk on the Couch. We'll always update you on how we feel, and we'll also throw the facts behind it. So what we saying, most definitely fact check us on it. You know what I'm saying? And tell us how you feel about what's going on as far as the NFL and Trump. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean, hey,
definitely.
if you feel Trump is right, then thumbs up to you. If you feel that he's wrong, then thumbs up to you. Just let us know, and we'll send you a shout out. And let we'll read your comment as well. You know what I mean? We like the feedback, so
Yeah.
make sure you do that. Also, we want you to hit that like and subscribe and notification button so that you can always get everything that True Talk on the Couch puts out.
Right.
And until next time, peace from True Talk on the Couch.
Till next time, YouTube.